Hi y'all, glad you're here today for chair yoga. So chair yoga is great because most all of us can do it at any time, whether you want just a quick break or stretch at any moment. So it's a beautiful thing. So hopefully you have a chair without any sides. If you need to hit the pause button and find a better chair or do what you need to, please do. But we'll be swinging our legs around and just need this space. So hopefully you can find a chair without arms. And you also want to make sure that your feet are flat on the floor. So if you need to get a blanket or a pillow to put underneath your feet, do that as well. Make it all work a little bit better for your body. So thanks so much. And we're going to start, as we usually do with yoga, just a little bit of breath work just to help us tune in and be present for this moment, and easy for our minds to be all over the place right now. So let's just gently shut our eyes and just bring awareness to your breath. Just watching it with your mind's eye as it travels in through your nostrils, deep into your belly, and easily just travels back out. It's always helpful for me to imagine that inhale starts at my belly and travels up to the top of my collarbones, and then on the exhale sort of falls down from top to bottom. And keeping in mind too that our ribs are front, side body, and back body. So almost kind of like a bell or a balloon. As our chest, cavity, belly, everything totally fills and lifts with the inhale. And all just falls back down to the center on the exhale. Just a few more breaths here. And on your next breath, just start to blink your eyes open. Shake everything around a little bit if you need to. And we're going to start with cat-cow. So cow is our inhale as we draw our shoulders back, sort of lift our chest and heart forward. And then the cat on our exhale, we draw our back. So the inhale, we arch forward, exhale, pull everything back. So just a couple of rounds of this. While if you're not perched on the edge of your chair, you might want to just walk your sitting bones closer to the edge. It's just getting here on the edge lifts your spine, allows for more space for our ribs and our spine, which is always the goal. And then we'll come back to center. Have the right hand come to the right side of your chair or your thigh. Left arm lifts on the inhale. Exhale, just fold over. And as you fold, you can sort of push that hand away to help open up the side body more. Maybe you want to draw that left elbow, left shoulder back a little bit. Lifting the gaze. Just noticing how it feels. And then letting that left arm float to the outside of that right thigh. Right hand maybe walks a little bit behind your right hip for a little bit of a twist. And again, thinking about that twist from the mid, upper back, and then maybe the head and eyes follow behind that right shoulder. One more big inhale in, and on your exhale, let everything float back to center. Left hand to left side of chair, left thigh, right hand lifts on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Stomach's gurgling, hope you didn't hear that. Right elbow, right shoulder may pull back to open up the chest. Maybe the gaze lifts. You can also push away. That just really good side stretch, feels good, which usually does for me, just to Just to really stretch, thinking about from that right hip bone all the way up through the right fingertips. And then inhale brings you back up to top, right arm to outside of left thigh, left hand behind right hip, left and right. And inhale, we lift, exhale, we start to twist a little bit into that space. Maybe your left hand even comes to the back of your chair. Just depends on how your back feels, your shoulders, low back this morning, afternoon, whatever time of day it is for you right now. Inhale, we'll circle sweep arms wide, lifting up to the top. Exhale, reach forward, and then gently fold everything down. So whether your hands are on your knees or further down, letting your head relax, let it be heavy, let it shake left to right, forward and back. Any way your head wants to move, just letting it be really heavy. Let go of any tension. Then we're going to walk that left hand a little bit more towards the center or in front of your feet. And then with your right elbow, initiating the movement, lift that elbow to the sky and then unfurling that arm all the way up to the sky. If this feels like too much of a twist, just bring your arm up. So wherever it feels good to enjoy that twist. And again, applying pressure and some traction can help open it up even more if you want. And on the exhale, bring it all back down, letting your head shake. And then again, whether you're on your knees or further down, let the elbow, left elbow, lift straight up to the sky, open up the wing. Maybe the gaze lifts, maybe the gaze stays low. So lots of choices. Just exploring that twist. The heart area lifts up towards the sky. One more inhale. Exhale, float it all back down, all the way down to the bottom. Let the head drop heavy one more time. And on the inhale, we'll walk our torso upright. Head and eyes lift up to the center. And we're going to lift that right knee, cross it over the left, maybe spiral that foot all the way behind that left ankle. Arms are going to come horizontally as we move into eagle wrap for the arms. So our right leg's on top, so right arm comes underneath left, wrap once or twice. Or if that feels like too much, you can let your hands rest on your shoulders. So if you decided to wrap, start engaging and squeezing the forearms and the elbows together while you're squeezing the thighs together. Again, making sure you're on the edge of your seat, engaging your core. Squeeze and lift the elbows, and we'll stay here for a couple more breaths. So fingertips are pointing straight up as the elbows lift. Squeeze and lift one more time. Exhale, release, unfurl, let the legs uncross, kind of shaking it out a little bit. And then we're going to lift left knee, cross it over, wrap again if you want. Stretch arms wide, left arm underneath right, wrap once or twice. Again, maybe letting hands just rest. We're always trying to find that sweet spot of feeling sensation. Notice that we're really kind of doing something. Stretching, strengthening, but not pain. We really don't get any further with the pain. That causes our body just actually to put it in reverse rather than moving forward. So engage the forearms, squeeze the thighs together, lift the elbows, lift the fingertips. Maybe still softening the shoulders, which might seem kind of difficult while we're squeezing in the forearms. But the work's here in the biceps and the forearms and the inner thighs. Lift lifting, inhale one more time. And exhale, release, unfold, shaking it out, moving arms and legs, whatever you need to do. No one can see you, which is a nice thing. Don't worry about anybody else or what it looks like. Just really, really checking out how it feels in your body. So we're going to shift to our feet and legs now. So I'm going to rock between my heels, lifting my toes, balls of my feet all the way off the ground to pressing up on all 10 toes. So just sort of rocking back and forth again from heels to ball mounts up to tippy toes. And just staying in one place if that feels better for your feet. So however you want to move your feet, whatever feels good. Curling the toes in, flexing them, just moving them all around. And then lifting the right knee, giving it a hug. And then we're going to extend that right leg, pressing through the heel, point and flex the foot a few times. Then hugging it in again, and then we're going to cross this right foot over the left knee. So maybe grabbing underneath the right foot. And if this feels like too much, and you feel like you need to kind of sit back a little bit, or if you need to straighten out this left leg a little bit, do what you need to do. Maybe even it's not holding on to that foot, but we're just moving towards that place of, number one, really keeping the spine lifted. So even if that means we let go of some of this, it's always more important to keep the spine lifted. Then holding on the foot, maybe keeping that foot flexed to keep your right knee safe. Maybe applying a little pressure on that right hand if that's what makes this feel like it's really doing a little bit more for your body. And we're just going to continue to stay here for another breath or so. If this really isn't enough and you still need more to feel something in that right hip joint, you can just shift your whole torso forward. Yeah. Smile, soften shoulders, soften your neck, what's going on in your head. And then come back to center, lifted, another squeeze. Interlace fingers behind the thigh, press that heel forward again. Move your foot any way you want to, and gently resting the heel, sliding it back in place. Great. So other foot. So we started with hugging, I think. Yeah. So hug that knee up as high as you can. And then we're going to flex that foot forward, point and flex, rotate if you want, pulling it back in for another squeeze, and then we're crossing left ankle over right knee. And again, perching on the edge, lifting the spine, holding the foot, maybe pressure on that left knee. Closing your eyes if you start feeling a lot of different things. Closing your eyes is always a great way to really sort of bring your attention into your body and noticing what really is going on. It might sound kind of obvious, but I think often when we have a lot running around in our head, it's hard to really be aware of what we're noticing. Again, if you need a little bit more, just shifting, just like a string's attached to the center of your chest, your sternum, and you just come forward. So finding that place of that sweet spot where you notice sensation, but no pain. With each exhale, maybe you can relax and soften at that hip joint or anywhere else, just to feel like you have a little bit more freedom of movement as you move. And let that go. Come in for another hug. Squeeze it all in. Interlaced fingers behind the thigh. Press that heel forward. One more point, flex, rotate, whatever you want to do with your foot. And we're going to just let it release down softly and bringing it back in. So let's go for another twist. So just shift left hand outside right thigh. Maybe this time kind of coming into a twist after we've already done a few twist motions. You notice a little bit more flexibility in your back. So just check it out. You're keeping your shoulders relaxed. Just noticing that twist. Maybe with each inhale you can press in a little bit more. Exhale, bring it back to center. Always good to pause before we shift the other way. So again, lifted spine, just like that string is attached to the crown of your head, just lifting you nice and tall. We always have a curve in our back from the cervical spine, lumbar comes out, the base of our spine comes back in again, but it's still lifted. We still think about space in between the vertebrae. Great. Come back towards center. So we're going to move into a warrior two. So we're going to shift towards my right. We'll do both sides, so it doesn't matter which side you do first. But my right foot's facing forward. And there'll be a couple options with this. So I'm going to start on the edge of the seat again. So really just my right sitting bone is being supported by the chair, left leg extended, back edge of my left foot's connected to the mat. And then I'm going to extend my arms horizontally. If this doesn't work for you for whatever reason, you can try and shift all the way back in your chair if your chair is not too wide. So then I'm really back at the edge of the seat. So this doesn't enable me to press down as much with my feet, but again, this may feel a little bit better for you. I don't know. Third option is to bring this left thigh just 90 degrees straight. So we still have this hip opening movement, but just not stretched back quite as far. So different options, you choose whichever works best for you. Arms are horizontal, warrior two, and that gaze is looking forward over that right middle finger. And again, I sound like a record on repeat, but shoulders are relaxed, that spine is lifted. Arms are strong, engaged, they're working, energies moving out beyond your fingertips. All surfaces of your foot are connected to the floor. Maybe your legs are engaged and pressing down into the floor. So you can still get a lot of strengthening movement happening in chair pose. And on your exhale, let arms and legs go, coming back to center, and we'll shift the other way. So again, option one, we'll just start with the open this way. Option two, straight back on the edge. Or option three, scooting all the way back. So I'll stay back here for this one. Toes forward, back edge of the right foot really connected to the floor. Arms extended, gaze forward. 3 breaths. And I really do try to imagine my breath when I'm going through my yoga flow. Just helps bring my mind back to my body and what I'm doing versus twirling off and to what's in front of me or what I've done and said before I'm here. So staying present really is helpful, but a challenge. One more breath. And the exhale, bringing it down, pulling our legs together. We're going to finish with just letting our head drop forward, really feeling that stretch in the back of our neck. Sweeping my chin to the right shoulder, bringing my head up, right ear coming to right shoulder. Just noticing that stretch in the skin and the muscles and the tendons. Bringing my head up right, dropping my chin straight down to the collarbone. Sweeping that chin to the left. And then tilting my head as left ear comes towards left shoulder. And again, just letting the weight of my head allow that release to happen. Just noticing the stretch. And letting that chin sweep, bring my chin back to center, lifting my head. One final stretch, inhale, arms up overhead, stretching forward, release. facing arms forward again, knees, shins, or floor. Letting your hands rest on something so you can let the back of the neck and the head be really heavy. We'll stay here for 3 breaths. Inhale, slowly bringing your torso up, 1 vertebrae at a time. Head and eyes come forward. Bringing your shoulders up, around, and back, pressing away from your ears. Letting your hands just rest on your knees. Closing your eyes. And we'll just finish together 3 breaths. Again, noticing breath as it just travels in and out. And after your 3rd exhale, palms together at heart space, thumbs plugged into the sternum, center of your chest. Just bringing to mind gratitude for whatever it is you're grateful for today. Maybe it's particular people in your lives, opportunities, or what's ahead. Thank you for this time together. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste. See y'all. Have a great day.